As you watch the following video, think about what Jehovah has already done to show his love for us and what he will do for us in the future.
Jehovah fulfilled his word to the exiles. He restored that ruined nation, as if bringing it back to life. In 1919, Jehovah did something similar. He released his modern-day people from spiritual captivity and energized them to preach. Just as Jehovah raised his people from figurative death, so will he reverse the effects of literal death. Indeed, God will swallow up death forever. Imagine living longer than any tree. Because death will be no more.
How we delight in the many things Jehovah gives us.
If you say so, Gerrit, apparently one of the things Jehovah's going to give us is eternal life. We'll get to live longer than a tree, according to the segment that we've just watched, again voiced by Paul Gillies, and you'll be pleased to know that's the last of them. We're at the end of the symposium now, so there'll be no more Paul Gillies narrated feel-good paradise segments. But again, it's just a sick thing. It's really inappropriate and manipulative and evil to promise people such things as being reunited with their dead loved ones if only they will commit themselves to an organization. And that's what this represents. They're saying to millions of Jehovah's Witnesses, if you lose someone in death, as many of you have, they're not quite dead. They're still alive in Jehovah's memory. And if you want to see them again, you need to be as close to the center of the organization as you can possibly be. You need to be the best Jehovah's Witness you can be. And it was this promise that kept me inside the organization after my mother died. Because as those of you who know my story will already know, I was already starting to wake up and ask questions around the age of 19 or 20. I had serious doubts about the organization. And then when my mother died, it was a case of, right, well, I need this to be true. I need this religion to be true, because how else am I going to see Mum again? How evil, how wicked to barter with the memories of dead loved ones in that way, to use them as leverage to keep people captive to an organization.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13 says, "Moreover, brothers, we do not want you to be ignorant about those who are sleeping in death, so that you may not sorrow as the rest do who have no hope." Meditate on it to strengthen your faith and courage. Why is it important for us to do so? Because the threat of death is a powerful weapon. Those under Satan's control use it to force people to betray their friends or to give up their convictions. but that threat is powerless against us. We know that if our enemies kill us, Jehovah will restore us to life. We are convinced that nothing they can do can sever our attachment to Jehovah. What remarkable wisdom Jehovah has shown by giving us the resurrection hope. By means of it, he disarms Satan of one of his most effective weapons and at the same time arms us with unbreakable courage. Remember that death is temporary and that the life Jehovah offers each of us will last forever.
And that's it for this particular symposium item. Indeed, the entire symposium, Take Delight in God's Promises of Peace. I just couldn't help but recoil at the hypocrisy in Gerrit Lösch's concluding words there. He said,
"The threat of death is a powerful weapon. Those under Satan's control use it to force people to betray their friends or to give up their convictions."
I think you know better than most people, Gerrit Lösch, that the threat of death is a powerful weapon, because you are one of 8 men who threaten millions with death if they don't follow you and your authority. That's the Jehovah's Witness theology. Follow us or die. In fact, as I've said before, not just follow us or die, follow us or be killed by the governing body. Because Gerrit Lösch, Tony Morris, David Splain, Mark Sanderson, they believe that they will be resurrected to heavenly life before Armageddon so that they can ride around on heavenly horses and participate in the slaughter. And he has the gall to complain about people in Satan's system or under Satan's control being exploited through the threat of death. Astonishing hypocrisy. The threat of death is well and truly wielded by this organization. Everyone on earth is threatened with death if they don't fall under the authority of the governing body. And then he says,
"We know that if our enemies kill us, Jehovah will restore us to life. We are convinced that nothing they can do can sever our attachment to Jehovah."
Total cult-like conviction. You don't have to worry about death. You don't have to worry about dying due to refusing a blood transfusion. You don't have to worry about dying due to being tortured for information, for example. You can hold firm to the end. You can martyr yourself for your beliefs, because this life's just temporary. There's a better life waiting for us. Such a toxic ideology that ultimately causes people to not care about the precious life we have now. You never feel like making the most of it. You never have any appetite to go to all these exotic places that we've been shown in all of these video segments. All of these dramatic drone shots of the ocean and mountains and jungles, they're all there now. You can physically go to these places, but Jehovah's Witnesses, in many cases, can't or won't because they think all of that's to come, and they don't want to waste either their time or their resources on enjoying life, on getting the most out of this fleeting, wonderful thing called life. Instead, they're putting everything into serving the organization, serving the likes of Gerrit Lösch.